Good morning, fourth grade. This week we're talking about titles. We're going to work through exercise 1 together today. By now, you should have read this page, titles, yesterday and then one time before watching this video. If you haven't done that, please pause this video and do so. So when we're talking about titles, we are going to underline them or put quotation marks around them in sentences to help set it apart from the rest of the sentence. So as you've read, the things that you underline are things like books, newspapers, CDs, movies, the titles of plays, and the titles of magazines. So those are your larger works, your major works. They get underlined. And then your smaller works will have quotation marks, like chapters. So if you have the book Lassie Come Home, when you're writing that, you would underline it. But if you were writing the title of a chapter in Lassie Come Home, the chapter title would have quotation marks around it. Okay, the same with newspaper articles. Okay, so the smaller works are smaller pieces, sometimes taken from that larger work. So while the entire newspaper title, USA Today or the Lexington Herald, they would be underlined. The articles in the newspaper, the individual articles would have quotation marks. Songs have quotation marks. TV shows or radio shows have quotation marks. Poems and magazine articles. So your CD, the title of your CD would be underlined, but the songs on the CD would be quotation marks because the CD is the whole thing. It's the larger thing, and the songs are the smaller pieces that go together to make the CD. Say, movies are usually quite a bit longer than TV shows. So movies underlined, TV shows, radio shows, quotation marks. All right. Sometimes, instead of underlining a title, whenever it's typed out, you will see it italicized. So that is like this. So it looks kind of slanted. Italics right here. It looks slanted. So on a major work that is underlined, it sometimes will be slanted. Let me get it back into focus. So, working through exercise 1 today, we're going to do the first page. What we're going to do is, in each sentence, there are certain titles, so we're going to put quotation marks around the ones that need quotation marks, and we're going to underline the ones that need to be underlined. And once we do that, it's going to make it much easier to read the sentence. It'll set the book or the piece, the title piece, it'll set it apart from the rest of the sentence, and it'll help it make more sense. So number 1 says, my book, Adventures in Neverland, was due at the library. So, the title of the book is Adventures in Neverland. Do you remember what we're supposed to do for a book? That's right, it's a larger work. It's a major work, so we underline it. Now, what do I do if I'm working through this and I forget what I'm supposed to do? Do I guess? No, I go back to my notes and I take a look. Okay, what do I underline? What do I put quotation marks around? You can always go back to your notes to help you practice. Number 2, when I went to the library to return it, the librarian was reading a story called How to Say No to a Monster. So let's go back and look. story. That's not listed. What should we do? So story is a smaller work than a whole book. So smaller works, we put quotation marks around. Number 3. After the story, she read one of my favorite poems called Jabberwocky. Now, poems were listed. We can go back and look if we need to. Poems go with quotation marks. If it was an entire play or an entire book of poems, we would underline it, but it's just the title of one poem, so we do quotation marks. Number 4. Then, after choosing different parts to read, we read a play called Anne Meets Gilbert. So entire play, we underline plays. And number 5, finally we heard a new CD by Kermit the Frog called Be Nice to Green Things. So the entire CD's title, not just a song on the CD, but the whole CD's title is Being Nice to Green Things. So we underline the title. If this was just a song on the CD, we would have put quotation marks around it. But since it was the whole CD, the larger work, we underline. And what could we do besides underline if we were typing it out? We could italicize it. All right, now, just to review our commas and possibly quotation marks on this. I haven't read through it yet. We are going to copy edit the errors in the sentences. There are 5 errors. So we're going to add in or take out commas or quotation marks as needed. So we'll do what I always do. I always read the whole thing and then we break it up by sentence. Well, I just love to go to the library. Our local one is at 425 Elm Street, Middlesboro, Ohio. My idea of a great day is to check out a stack of books, bring them home to my room, and read through them when I'm all alone. In a cozy corner of my bedroom, there's a comfortable chair that's my favorite spot for reading. So let's look at the first sentence. Well, I just love to go to the library. Okay. We need a comma after well. That's our introducer of the sentence. Put a comma there. And when I read that sentence, it kind of gave you a hint because I paused. Well, I just love to go to the library. Our second sentence, our local one is at 425 Elm Street, Middlesboro, Ohio. Now, there's a comma here after Elm Street, and that's correct when writing it in the sentence. But there's not a comma between the city and the state. So we need to add a comma in there. I forgot to do my little caret mark to show added in. My idea of a great day is to check out a stack of books, bring them home to my room, and read through them when I'm all alone. So, we do not need a comma after day. My idea of a great day is to check out a stack of books, comma, bring them home to my room. We need to add a comma in there because we're listing things, items in a series, and read through them when I'm all alone. In a cozy corner of my bedroom, there's a comfortable chair. That's my favorite spot for reading. I'm going to reread that sentence. In a cozy corner of my bedroom, there's a comfortable chair. That's my favorite spot for reading. So, in a cozy corner of my bedroom, that comma stays there. If you notice, we kind of pause when we're reading that. That's your introductor. There's a comfortable, we don't need a comma in between comfortable and chair. Comfortable's describing chair. We don't need a comma in between it. There's a comfortable chair. That's my favorite spot for reading. All right, boys and girls, meet me back tomorrow to do exercise 2 together. Although I don't think that you're gonna need it. I think this is a nice little easier unit after having several hard units in a row. But I hope that you have a good rest of the day and work hard. It's gonna be sunny where I live and warm, so I hope that you get outside and play today and enjoy your day. Have a great day.